Hey, it's Lawai Jockey here, and welcome to Final Thoughts of Barcode Taisen Bardigun. But before I start, a couple of people to thank. First, I want to thank the Barcode Battler Museum. They've been a big help during this series. For example, their barcode generator has been awesome. It's allowed me to create standard and very clean barcodes that I can use with this game. It was great, and thank you for that. I'll leave a link in the description below for both the website for Barcode Battler Museum and also the YouTube channel. And yeah, if you can, check it out. They're both the website and the YouTube channel have lots of information about barcode games. It's awesome. I also want to thank Galloway Gaming for his support in helping my channel grow. Not just for this aspect, but also the Japanese horse racing games. And just in general, I really do appreciate it. He's helped me attract a lot more subscribers, and thank you very much. And I'll leave a link in the description for his channel. He does some great stuff on reviewing on retro game, and he also does a lot of the retro game challenges that happen quite often in the YouTube universe there. Well, it's time to talk about the final thoughts. Now, what is this game? Well, Barcode Taisen Bardigun is a game that came out in 1998 by TAM. It's a Pokemon slash barcode battler style game that uses its own unique barcode scanner. Now, you use barcodes for many aspects of this game. It makes the baroids, for example, the barcodes do that, which are like the Pokemon of this game. It also has a Tamagotchi style aspect to it. So, you know, the baroids have moods, they get sick, they get hungry, that kind of thing. So it's also got that aspect too. This game also has a unique event system where every Tuesday at 7 p.m. there are chapter events. And throughout the year, there are special yearly events, which are usually based around holidays. Not just common ones like Halloween and stuff, but also special holidays that are specific to Japan. So, well, I'm going to break down my review into 3 parts. I'm going to talk about the good stuff, I'm going to talk about the bad stuff, and I'm going to talk about my final thoughts. So let's get into the good stuff. Well, number 1, if you like Pokemon, Digimon, barcode games, Tamagotchi, right? You might like this game. You know, it's one of those games that falls into that category. Yeah, I wanted to put that in there. I thought it was really cool. You know, the characters are really cute. And, the collecting side of it's fun, right? So there's that aspect. I also like the simplicity of this game. You don't get bogged down in a storyline. You don't really need to know the storyline to play this game, right? And I do like games that don't drag on with a storyline. For me personally, like if I want a storyline, I'd read a book or, watch a movie, that kind of thing. So that's good. You can just get into this. And also, too, because if you're not a native Japanese speaker or don't understand Japanese as much, this game you could probably figure out on your own, which is really cool. And like I said, you don't have to worry too much about a storyline. It is a great way to learn Japanese if you're wanting to go that route. And also the Japanese culture aspects with the special events, such as there's like Doll Day, there's the New Year's celebration in Japan. It's pretty cool. You might like that kind of aspect. The Tamagotchi side is fun if you like taking care of virtual pets, and if you get tired of that babysitting of those baroids, you can just put them into the farm. So yeah, so it's not like a full Tamagotchi where you have to always constantly keep an eye on your virtual pet. So you can put it into the farm. So I thought that was kind of good. The mystery of discovering what barcodes make, the kind of baroids they make, and the defense or the attack skills that they do, that was always fun. I enjoyed that. I enjoy looking. I used to go onto like eBay and look at Japanese food items or Japanese consumer products, and I would get the barcode, and then I'd go to the Barcode Battler Museum, and I would create the barcode using that website, and then I would swipe it, and I'd see what would give in the game, and that was always fun to do. The last aspect is the player's guide. It looks great. I like the look of it. Very, comic style, comic book style of the 1990s, early 2000 design. I thought that was really good. Well, let's get on to the bad stuff. Well, the bad stuff, I broke it down into 3 parts: the hardware, the software, and the instructions. Well, let's take a look at the hardware first. Well, the barcode scanner, it stinks. I'm sorry. There were many problems with it, and you could see that in the videos. I did edit out a lot of it closer to the end, and you didn't see that, but trust me, I was having a lot of trouble with it. Now, it could be because of the age, don't get me wrong, but I think it always didn't work right. I read forums from Japanese people who were kids at the time, and they're playing this game back in 1998, and they had a hard time scanning codes. Now, when I was playing this game, I used standard barcodes made by the Barcode Battler Museum, and the scanner did struggle with that, which is a surprise. I mean, I tried everything. I tried laminating them. I tried not laminating them. I constantly was cleaning the scanner. I think maybe static was involved certain times of the year. When there's more static, it wouldn't work, and then it was more smooth when there wasn't. I'm not sure, but I can tell you it is a struggle. And it's unfortunate, but yeah, that's probably one of the biggest flaws and one of the main reasons why I didn't do well. So now let's take a look at the software side. If I can describe this game into 2 words, well, beta version. Yeah, there are some serious bugs to this game. And I think it's due to the February the 14th event error. Now, if you saw that, the Valentine's Day event didn't happen. It just skipped to the doll day, which is strange. And one of the weird things is the chapter events, I should say, only advance after a special event. And I don't think that's how it was supposed to be designed. I think the chapter events were supposed to be separate from the yearly events, but it somehow got messed up. And because of this, you got to wait for a special event. You could be doing the same chapter over and over again. Trust me, I think I did like chapter 1, 2, and 3. I didn't do chapter 3, I can't remember. Anyway, I know I did chapter 1 at least like 5 times. I think I did chapter 2 about 6 times. It was insane. There was a lot in there, let's just say. Yeah, and here's the other thing. If a special event falls, 2 of them fall between from a Tuesday to a Tuesday, it'll skip. And that's another problem. It's easy for chapters to be skipped, and you could see that on the list, right? And there's no way to go back to redo chapters after chapter 20. I was so hoping it would just unlock it and just say, hey, this Tuesday, what would you like? Chapter 1, 2, 3. No, that's it. You're done. So, yeah, you're locked out. It didn't unlock. It locked you out, right? So that's not a good thing. So, yeah, the software had some serious flaws to it. Now, the instructions, or the player's guide, I should say. Now, the player's guide, although looks good, it is lacking. It is. For example, the list of attributes is missing for many of the attacks and defense types. I created my own little database, but I kind of gave up on it about halfway through because, I don't know, I couldn't keep track and everything. I just sort of gave up on it. And I did notice that there are some in my database that aren't in the actual player's guide. Also, too, the player's guide does not give you a full list of the baroids you could get, or even a special event date list. It only tells you a few of them. But I can help you with the event date list because I have done that. If you look at my channel, I'll probably even show it to you right now. Here's the list of all the events. You can jot them down. They're pretty much standard throughout the year. They're all the same except for the Mother's Day and Father's Day, which are the ones with the Japanese writing. And those vary because of, they don't fall on the exact dates, right, every year. So, yeah, and that's about it with that. So let's take a look at the final thoughts. Well, this game had some fun aspects. Some of those special events were enjoyable. For example, I found the cluster of New Year's events fun to do. That was actually really enjoyable. I also learned a lot about Japanese culture with this. It was fun. The borrowed monsters, they look cute, and I like that very in-game collectible aspect. I thought that was really awesome. The game is easy to play and figure out, even if you don't understand Japanese. At least I think. If you can muddle around with it. And I think the instruction manual is available online as well, and it's pretty straightforward now in 2025 to translate things with AI. So, you can figure it out pretty easily. However, this game took a year of my life to document, right? Now that's on me, of course, I wanted to do it. That's cool, right? But, it also kind of like affected my own schedule of my own life, like for a while there, it felt like I had to babysit this game, In one case, I actually missed an event and I had to record it separately, doing a different kind of way. Which was a bit of a shame. But if you like Pokemon and Digimon and Barcode and Tamagotchi, you might like this game, if you can get past its major flaws, the hardware and the software, like I mentioned earlier. But, thinking about it, this game was geared towards, Japanese kids back in the late 90s, maybe they were like, 7 to 12 years old. And my guess, the barcode scanning issues would have stopped them from playing it, and it did. I saw that in the forums. A lot of those people who talked about this game now they're in their 30s, maybe in their 40s. I don't know, but yeah, they said, "Oh, I remember this game," and yeah, we returned it because the barcode was broken, right? But even if the barcode scanner was fine, I don't think it would have been popular because the yearly events and the weekly events, right? Kids have sort of, short attention spans, and a year-long quest would feel like forever to like a 10-year-old kid, right? So I don't think they would have probably lost interest, even if the software was working fine. So this would have been one of those things that I could see them, let's redo it again, or, and they would move on to something else. It was just too long, right? They got short attention spans. A lot of kids do, right? So there you have it. All right, what is next? Well, this game is in the rearview mirror. I was very happy to document it, well, the best I could for video archiving. There are some holes. I don't have all the chapter events. But I think I'm done with it. I'll still keep the game, and I might visit it again if something develops regarding it. For example, translation of it, or a person fixes the software flaws in the game. But, yeah, I think I'm kind of finished with this game. However, I want to do another barcode game, but something that's not so involved, that I won't have to really babysit. There are a few that I have, in mind, I'm thinking about, but I probably won't do them till next year because my work life is kind of getting busy, but I'll have to see, right? But, yeah, well, thanks for watching and checking out this series. If interested, I have other videos on my channel you might like. They focus on Japanese horse racing games, and other Japanese games you might not know about. I think I've even done some repair videos, and yeah, and there's probably future stuff that I haven't thought of yet that it's gonna be on my channel, right? If you're watching this like years later, right? So, but if you can, please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't. And again, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.